like DJ Action Report's grandma in that you haven't seen me in a long time.
And
Bearica Andrews.
Oh.
You fucked it up!
We blew it already! Hi, I'm DJ Accident Report, and we're doing something a little different today.
Sometimes life happens, and sometimes videos look like this. So, we're in the process of moving to a bigger venue as it is.
Things are changing.
Things are changing, and so, but we still wanted to give you a little something in that transition, and that's why this video looks like this, so don't complain about it!
If we were doing it, the music would go like here.
It would go, pam, 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 nobody's watching wrestling! That's what it sounds like if it had words.
We're talking about Hell in a Cell.
We're talking about Hell in a Cell later on in the program. That's what grandmas say, right?
Sure.
I am now graduated from your stepmother to your grandmother, which is when you have a stepmother and then their mother becomes your grandmother, but you're too young to know any different. They're still just your grandmother. So later on in the program, we'll be talking about AEW's premiere on TNT.
We've never had a later on in the program before.
I don't know why we haven't. Maybe this is new. This is leading into the new.
We're feeling our new.
Oh, you know what we didn't mention is that Ariel's not here. Here's the other thing is that her and I cannot be in the same room anymore. I know it's been a long time since you've seen me in this way, but we can't be in the room together anymore. Just kidding, kind of, bye. Oh, we're not cutting.
We're not cutting!
We're not cutting! Okay, let's talk,
We're starting with Hell in a Cell.
Okay.
The first thing that happens is Sasha Banks versus Becky.
Yeah, I'm glad that was first. It was, you know what I was surprised about?
Go on.
What do you want to, should we organize this? You know what I was surprised about? It doesn't matter.
We're just having a
we're
free
just gonna
flow
have a key.
conversation.
This is what we, in the queer world, call a key.
Yeah.
We're having a wrestling key.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was surprised that I got sick of watching this match. It was really long.
I also felt that way. I thought it was fun. I thought it was...
It was really fun.
Interesting. I knew who was going to win because I had it spoiled for me.
Oh.
But there was like a tension to it that I could sort of feel where like it did feel like it could go either way.
Oh, I just remembered who won. That was what I was doing right there. Yeah, it did. It was a really good match. And if we're, jumping to the end already at the beginning, because today is yesterday and today is today. And tomorrow is who knows. I was surprised how it ended.
What was the finish? I know
Becky won with a submission, but it was so active to that point.
Yeah.
That, I was expecting it to actually be a count out.
You can't have a count out in Hell in a Cell.
Oh, is that right? Well, dang it. See, I still don't know the rules, y'all.
Hell in a Cell is technically no DQ, which is why everyone was so angry at the Rollins and Wyatt fight. Because you're not supposed to have a DQ, and that ended in a DQ. It ended in a ref stoppage.
Oh, I was going to ask that about that match. We'll talk more about that later in the program.
So this ends with Becky just submitting Sasha.
Sasha tapped out.
Sasha is weak to a submission move. I've seen her tap out a few times. I believe she lost her NXT title to Bayley in a tap out. Is that right? In the Iron Woman match?
I don't remember.
Could be.
It doesn't match her character unless she's going to get back up and just, beat a bitch after the match is called.
Which she didn't do.
It
is kind of stunning because it's
she's a heel through and through right now.
Totally.
Okay, so she should have gotten back up after that submission and beat a bitch.
I agree. I kind of don't understand what they're doing with her because the whole point of the comeback should have been I'm done with being good. Now I'm here to whip ass.
And it started off that way. She started beating ass before the Hell in a Cell
Love that.
went down. Oh, also they opened the show with a baby voice, narrating the Hell in the Cell. So I feel like I should
have skipped that.
Oh, at the opening, it's a little kid introing the Hell. The cell has been around for years and years and years, and once you get into the cell,
I don't like that.
you die. I'm not Ariel. She's better at impersonations than I am, I think. Maybe not. I don't know. She's not here. What's next?
We're still talking about Becky and Sasha.
I know. I didn't mean what's next, but what's next in what do you want to talk about? Damn it.
So
this is like bonus content within a regular video.
It's true. You're all lucky, is what we're saying.
So lucky.
You get to see what we actually look like unedited now, and it's frightening to be.
It's like if you go back and watch our first video.
That was heavily edited.
It was really heavily edited, but it looked terrible.
True.
But we didn't care.
What I noticed is that Sasha has been training in Japan, and her punches look better, her kicks look better, she's way more flexible, her high kicks are higher. This is not a good match to show that off in.
They were both selling it really well. They both work really well together.
Totally. But it's like, a Hell in a Cell match is weird because you can't, like, the focus is not on real moves, and Sasha just went and, like, got better at all of that, and you can't even really tell. Like, there's a few spots, like, I remember there was one kick where Sasha got her leg up really high, and she's not particularly known for being flexible like that, but she's been working on it. However, what she's gotten worse at is she's not as good as trash talking as she used to be. She used to really run her mouth in a match. She used to, like, make children cry.
Really?
Like, that was what she did in NXT and why I fell in love with her. And she's not really, she kind of lost that a little bit. Maybe because she was a face too long.
Maybe.
Maybe because
But you also have to, like, maybe, also because she was a face, but also because for this large of a network program.
Right, it's different. You can't do things like that.
You have to practice shit talking in
a family-friendly
way. Like I do in my daily life working at a restaurant.
Right.
I will shit talk you and you won't even know.
Wrestling doesn't work with that kind of subtlety.
No, it's not subtle like that. So, like, that's understandable.
She was really good, I guess, in a smaller arena where she could, like, have kind of one-on-one interactions with certain fans, which you can't do in big stadiums.
Yeah. They tried, though. Becky set her up against, like, the cell one time. It was like, say goodbye or say something to your fans. Like, you're gonna lose, basically. Yeah.
What, I mean, how are you feeling about just, like, Becky in general?
I love Becky. We'll get to their outfits in a moment, but
should we just do it?
I always love her. I have a couple other things to say about the match. At the beginning, the cell didn't go down, and then it finally went down, and the beginning was real cute, and then
it's funny that it stops when they started hitting each other,
and they're like, they're like, whoa, you don't want to get under that Hell in the Cell, and I'm like, they're not gonna drop the cell on these two ladies.
They were like, for safety reasons, we're pausing. I like that the cell was kind of like, oh.
The cell, if the cell was actually the cell in that moment, she would have been like, let me see if I can do it. She would have been like, I will keep coming down until your neck is under my grasp.
That was more
like Tatum in Scream in her death, my favorite Scream death ever.
Oh, I like that one.
Yeah, she just goes, but they don't have the editing for that, because live, like we are right now, we're live. But like, yesterday. Becky stopped the ref from getting the door locked. She wrapped around the chain. I was like, cool. I would have liked but then she, like, it seemed wonky the way that they were, like, trying to sell the chain thing. And I've been to a couple death matches at this point, and I'm like, if you're gonna try that, like, maybe I am just too much of a smark about it. But, I mean, it's made for network television, death match thing. But then there were some things that they sold later, like Sasha slamming Becky's arm in the door was cute.
There was at one point where Sasha was throwing chairs into the ring, and one just landed on Becky's head.
So good.
And I was like, Jesus Christ.
I love when they pile some chairs up.
I do.
Here's the thing, I love chairs. I love chairs. I love the way they sound. I love the way they look on. I just love the way they look. I love when they get piled up.
Do you mean like in a wrestling context?
Yeah,
or just like as a
I like to sit too. Who doesn't like a chair? Sorry for those of you that have like butt things and you can't sit. Don't mean to offend, but I like chairs. Yeah, I like chairs. I like the sound they make, and I know they have to be careful with the chairs, but like I like them.
Outfits.
Outfits.
Sasha's was incredible. the pink camo rhinestone.
Yes, same thing I said. Yeah.
So amazing. She looks incredible. The color story was beautiful. It all matched. The jacket that she came out in was so cool.
It was very, like, amped up streetwear.
She really has leveled her pussy up in terms of what she's wearing.
What she's wearing.
Back.
What
the jackets and the ring gear.
It all goes... Yeah, it's like perfectly bedazzled. It doesn't even look like it's rhinestone by somebody. It looks like she went in there with a bedazzler and knew just the right points to put it in.
She looks like one of those girls who hangs out in Downtown Crossing in Boston, which is like exactly what she is. Like,
love it. She wrestled there for a long time, right?
She's from Boston.
Okay.
But it's like there's like a specific type of like gross girl who always gets in a fight in the Panda Express.
She looks like that.
Like, and there's a lot of pink camo in that.
What we have to talk about is...
You can do it.
We've watched! Imagine, like, graphics and things, like... This is a video version of, like, when you used to advertise for shows and cut and paste your poster and then Xerox it with colored copies.
That's what we're doing right now.
Jump cut! We lied. We're kind of editing this, but not really.
It's mostly just because the camera's overheating.
Yeah, it's fine. This is like you're getting a behind-the-scenes moment with us. Thank you so much.
I love the word moment lately. Ever
moment?
since Brenda used it in her Nick's Nobody number, she's like, I'm just having an entryway moment. I just think about moments all the time.
Moments. You gotta.
I like
moments.
it's just like any noun
It's just a
moment. Like,
it's just a moment. I mean, to be fair, it was happening way before. Moments were happening way before Brenda's number.
No, I know, but
People
that's
were
what
saying
like,
moment.
Maybe.
I like how
like, you know when you just like
we're obsessed with Brenda, obviously.
Yeah. You'll all meet Brenda.
You'll
soon.
meet Brenda one day. So we've watched.
To recap, that's what
just a hard black lace.
It was rough, huh?
Well, at the first when they showed her, they did a close-up of her face, and thank God for the cameraman in that moment, because he cut it right at the lace. I don't think he probably meant to, or they meant to. I don't know. I don't want to misgender this camera person. Maybe they meant to, maybe they didn't, but I was appreciative for it. It was bad.
It was all downhill from there, though, bitch.
At one point, her wig looked like it...
I thought it was gonna come up. I thought it was fully gonna come up.
What is Sasha? Okay, here's actually the tea. I would love to see a moment where Sasha's wig flies off and see what she does in that moment.
There was like a weird, like, do you remember? I think it was like during a WrestleMania match when like she, like, it fully just started coming up a little bit.
Really?
It was bad. This is better than that.
Get her a soft lace and glue the motherfucker down.
She doesn't want to wear the weave anymore.
I don't think she does either.
No, she talks about it all the time.
Just like, or let her
be
black.
Free. Let her be free.
We love the color, girl.
The color looks great. The color is right.
Let her live her fucking life.
It's just, there's a problem where it's always coming up like right here. Like it's like, it starts like flat a little, like it starts like this, but then like there's just like, it's always like.
Well, what's happening, it looks like, is that they're not actually giving her a weave. They're giving her a lace front.
You think? You think it's just glued the fuck down?
It's glued and not that well. And it's a hard front. I don't know this to be true, obviously, but like...
Strong assertion.
Here's the thing, it hurts getting a fucking weave. I've never had one myself,
I hear
but
that.
like, it hurts. Your hair is tight and you're like... So, she doesn't want this weave anymore.
She doesn't need it anymore.
She doesn't need it. Let her have her black hair.
Becky's hair also was not great.
Becky's hair was amazing.
Becky? See the clip-ins coming out, bitch.
I didn't notice the clip-ins. Maybe I'm blinded by my love for Becky. And I love Sasha too, but I do have a little blind spot for Becky, I think. I always have, though.
You could see the plastic.
I couldn't see the plastic. I thought they were clips, if that's what that was. I thought
they were clips with hair on them.
I thought they were clips that were meant to be, like, clipping it back. I didn't notice that there were hair on the clips.
Whatever.
I will pay more attention next time I see Becky. Becky, I'm watching you. I thought she looked good. If we're talking about entrance looks, she looked good from head to her shoes.
I thought it was okay.
To her ankles. The shoes should have been boots.
The shoes should have been boots, I agree.
The jacket? Can we talk about the jacket? Did you like the jacket?
What was her?
It was a motorcycle, like a I don't know what the right word is, but like a really smooth leather motorcycle jacket, two zipper closures, and it was cut like in like a goth-ish like style at the bottom. But then it had these two shoulder pads, and I have to say I love that shoulder pads are having a moment. Shoulder pads are having another moment. They're like very much in the vein that they were in the 80s. Like women are like using them as powerful symbols for their power.
I thought that the weird bodysuit that she wore, like there was a lot of neck details and then there was something over here. She just doesn't.
So what it was,
give her a plain black.
I loved it. I thought the cutouts, and it was a turtleneck. Turtlenecks are really in for fall.
True.
It was a turtleneck onesie, and I liked that they were booty shorts and not panty.
I did like that.
Shorts. See, I'm wearing a little booty for her. Oh, and my underwear's showing too. I'm wearing the booty for her. It was a booty onesie with a turtleneck, and I thought it was cute. And it had cutouts, and the cutouts matched the cutouts that were going over her knee pads.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think it should be solid black.
I loved it all.
I think that's all we have to say about this match. What else did you watch on Hell in the Cell? Helen the Cell, I said.
Helen the Cell? Helen the Cell. Welcome to the stage, Helen the Cell. Helen de Cell. Like she's French. Helen de Cell.
Alright, what?
Okay, I don't know. What else did I watch? What's the other one you told me to watch?
I gave you a bunch.
No, you told me to watch 2. I didn't watch the other 3.
Okay, so then it was Rollins and Wyatt.
Yeah. There was a little clip from previously on the previous program that you made me watch too.
Oh, yeah, we'll get to that later.
Okay, we're watching that later. We're talking about that later. So.
Later in the program.
Pretend like that was all cut out, because that's what normally is cut out. And we're back!
Rollins versus Wyatt, bitch.
Oh, I had a question for you.
Yeah.
Streetwear. Talking about Sasha's clothing. You're real into streetwear. Did you ever have a moment where you were into embellished streetwear?
No.
No?
I like it minimal.
No blingies?
Not really.
No blingies. Okay. Okay, on to the other boys.
Thoughts? Feelings?
Oh, yeah, this is my first time seeing The Fiend.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Give me everything.
I love it all.
Really?
I love Bray. This is another Becky situation. I've always loved Bray. We know this. I think I pretended like I didn't like him on one of our earlier videos because it seemed like that's what, like, he wasn't a likable person to like. But I've always really liked him. You know when you like warming up to something and you're like, oh, but I actually really like this.
Do you ever have that thing where you like don't know someone and you just decide you don't like them, and then after talking to them for 1 second, you're like, oh, I love them.
Yeah. Oh, this person at work and I were just talking about this. Like, I was so mean to her when she first started working with me. And the other day she was like, what I was thinking about the other day? How mean you were to me when I first started.
I can't picture you being mean to someone.
I was a bitch. Well, when you don't like your, what do they call that? The job that you have, your survival job, you are not the same person that you should be. And
I felt that way about the Boulevard Bullies when I like would see them around shows. I was like, these guys look like they're just always drunk and very annoying. And then I talked to them for 1 second. I was like, oh, they're so sweet.
You were half right.
They are always drunk, but you know.
Yeah. So.
Okay, so that's how you felt
I
about
love Bray, and I also have not watched. Okay, so I took some time off this summer, and it was around the time that his little show started. Right. So I actually have not seen any of that yet.
Okay.
So that's what.
Did you watch the clip?
I watched the clip leading into it, and I think everything that was happening with Bray is just brilliant. I think he's a fantastic actor.
He really is.
The match as a whole was like a 20-minute short horror film that took place within the wrestling world.
There were moments where it went from horror to horror comedy.
Yeah, but I mean, that's where we're at with horror films.
True, yeah.
Like a certain segment of horror films.
Most good horror movies at this point like have a comedic moment.
Yeah.
Like even Midsommar like plays like a dark comedy a
Haven't seen that yet. I finally watched Hereditary though.
Okay, less funny, but there's some funny stuff.
Though there's funny stuff
yeah,
in
no,
that.
it's true.
I laughed when the girls got plowed.
Whoa.
Because it was so unexpected. It's like one of those moments where you're like, I don't know what the fuck just happened, and I laughed because I didn't know what else to do. It's like, whoa! I stopped the movie too. I had to. It was like I had to absorb it all. My new roommate was like, "Who is this person that I live with?" Basically.
Yeah, no, it did feel like a bit of a self-contained narrative, though, and I liked that.
It did.
It had its own. This is what I liked about the match is that it had its own look. Like and the visual aesthetic of wrestling is so, and especially TV wrestling, it's so limited and like there's so little room for experimentation, and
they're really letting Bray run with it.
Yeah, and even just the fact that the lighting was red the whole time, and I understand that it made it difficult to look at, but it
allowed for them to not be so precise.
Totally, and it just gave the whole thing a different feel.
Yeah. Yeah. Jump cut! That's what that's called, right?
I don't know, honestly. Anyway,
Max is just laughing. Yeah, I liked that it felt like its own thing. I felt like I wasn't watching Hell in a Cell or WWE.
Which is cool because we have a lot of WWE in our lives.
Yeah, and it made me, and it could be the fact that I haven't been watching for a while, but it also just made me disappear for a moment. And that's what you want with something like this, is to kind of just like sink into the moment.
However, the match itself was not very good.
You mean technically?
Just the whole, I don't know.
I loved it.
Really?
I really just loved it. It was predictable.
It was very melodramatic.
If you are a horror fan, it was very predictable. They did that moment where it's like in every fucking horror film where like the ref's like, no, don't do this. And you know the villain's gonna pop back up. That's what happens. And I loved it as a horror fan.
You're right. You're not
I loved
wrong.
it. He got buried, and then you have the final girl. Well, he didn't end up being the final girl, but what we thought was the final girl in that moment, Seth Rollins, you were the final girl. His character was questioned because he took the sledgehammer, and they're like, "No, you don't want to do this, man. Like this is you."
That was the part where it felt like comedy to me, where it was just so over the top that I actually just burst out laughing. But I didn't mind it because I was like, okay.
So you burst out laughing in those moments.
Right,
I burst out laughing when a kid gets.
You love children getting decapitated, and I love wrestle dilemmas.
Well, I think that's one thing that's still so shocking in a horror film is like children being hurt.
It's true. That's true.
And it should be shocking.
Yeah,
it should be shocking. It shouldn't be something that we see all the time. Anyways, I love that moment because they cleared all the shit off. They brought in the EMTs, and I knew something cool was about to happen again.
I actually loved the mandible claw at the end with the blood everywhere, and the blood looked a little chunky, which I was like.
But here's the thing: if we're viewing this as its own thing, Seth died. So what happens with Seth now? I want to know what happens with Seth now.
It's true.
I actually want to know.
You want the sequel?
I want the sequel. Did he die? We don't. How is he going to come back to life? Because if this is a horror film, and that's the way I've been viewing it, it's not. We know this, and it's a wrestling match, and Seth Rollins is employed, so he has to come back. But if they're continuing with this feud,
which it seems like they have to, because it ended on a weird note.
It's a weird note. We think he's dead, so maybe it's like rather than a movie, it's like the Scream television series.
Sure.
Where it's like, okay, maybe this person didn't die. How did they not die?
That being said, I don't disagree with anything you're saying. In the rules of wrestling world, in the wrestling expanded cinematic universe, that doesn't make any sense because it is a Hell in a Cell match.
Okay.
And
the DQ. I did have this question even before you said it earlier. Is that like, why did the bell ding when? Like, I didn't understand why it ended.
Because the ref had decided it, even though it was a no DQ match, and everyone was annoyed about it.
So that was a DQ.
Yeah.
On Seth's part.
Technically, I guess
because he went with the sledgehammer. And
technically,
the
I guess
and everything.
Bray won the match, but you can't win on a DQ.
Great.
Can't win a title in DQ.
So we gotta bring Estelle back.
I don't think she's coming back.
I also
She only is here one time a year, just like Halloween.
Yeah. I also love what's Bray's TV show called?
Firefly Funhouse.
The Funhouse, where he had like a dog cage painted red, and he was like pretending what was gonna happen.
Very good.
So cute. I think it's all very cute.
Yes.
And Bray is looking like a handsome treat.
He looks good.
Yeah.
I think. Do we have more to say about this?
I don't think so.
Just checking your notes, everyone.
Just checking the notes, everyone.
Dead air in the
This is
middle
what
of
happens.
A video
Dead
podcast.
dead air. Beast. Oh, what is Rollins Beast Slayer? What is that thing that he's doing now?
It's because he beat Lesnar, who is the Beast.
Okay, cool. So now you're the Beast Slayer.
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense.
I don't know.
It's cute because now he's fighting the Fiend, but he didn't slay that beast.
They were chanting AEW. Did you hear that?
Is that what they were chanting?
Yeah, because they were pissed that the match got stopped.
That was another question I had. I'm glad you said that. That's what they were chanting, and they didn't cut it out.
No, it was the. I watched the stream this morning.
I watched it today too.
Yeah, they did not cut it out.
It was AEW?
Yeah.
Bitch.
You're in trouble, Vince.
Y'all bitches out there in the audience. I mean, I love it, but y'all bitches.
It was not polite.
It was not polite. We didn't talk about really looks.
I mean, what did you... Rollins is nothing new, but what did you think of the Fiend?
Rollins was new to me, and I liked it.
Okay.
It was like the shiny kind of leather-ish, neoprene-ish thing. It was like patchy shine.
It was camo, black on black camo.
Black on black camo.
Yeah.
That's... Okay, I didn't have those words. But yes, I think that's cute.
I liked it.
I liked it.
It's not new.
If you're gonna go slay a beach? Slay that beach. I beat that beach with her.
I love that song.
Me too.
Shout out Miss Kitten.
Miss Kitten. I had a life-changing moment at a Miss Kitten show.
Me too!
Just like, we've talked about this before.
Yeah, we have.
She's phenomenal. Miss Kitten. Bray, I have talked about Bray. His lantern?
The lantern is amazing.
The face lantern? It is his own face?
Yeah. I read somewhere that they were editing it out of things because it was like too spooky or something.
It is. Here's the thing. That was
it's not really
spooky
PG.
match.
Yeah.
If you can't put that on network television, and I wish you wouldn't, but I'm glad that they let him do it for this and showed it.
Yeah.
So don't let your kids
What'd you think of the mask?
The mask is perfect. I love that the Fiend is a little circusy sideshow freak. And it's very emotive when it doesn't mean to be. And it's smiling, but somehow it looks like it's grimacing at you at moments too. But in the right moment, and when you're a puppeteer or you're working with masks or something like that,
You studied this. You actually know.
You are emoting with your actions. So
which he does do well.
He picks the right moments to go. Here, I'm gonna do it. He picks the right moments to go. And the camera catches it. I do have to say they must have lost some camera people to AEW because the camera work was not superb.
The cell's hard to film in.
It is hard to film, but there were a few moments that they did not capture.
Sure.
But I think the mask serves its purpose.
I've been thinking more about,
and I love the way that it's built. Like
I like the buckles in the back.
He still gets to wear his hair,
Yeah.
regardless of what you feel about his hair. It doesn't bother me for whatever reason. We're not going to get into that, but
no. Bigger conversation. I'm just not interested.
Bigger conversation. We don't need to have. But it allows, if that's part of his look, it allows for that to be.
I've been thinking about, what I didn't understand, I guess, and I like it more the more I've thought about it, was, the relation between the Fiend and, the children's show host.
Yes.
And I was I wasn't seeing the connection between the two, and then I was like, well, I guess if it's, clownish, those are both, children's entertainers, so, the most demented version.
Well, so with mask work and clowning in general, it's all related.
Right. But, how that relates to, a children's television show host, I didn't quite see in the beginning, but it makes more sense the more I think about it.
It makes a lot of sense.
I don't know. I still think the mask looks cheap and unoriginal. But
I don't know. I like it.
Okay.
I don't know how it was constructed. I don't know anything about constructing a mask, but I enjoy it.
It looks like a Halloween store shit, but, whatever.
I do want to see Bray Wyatt make it in Hollywood.
You want him to be a breakout
I want him
star.
to be a breakout star.
Do you think Vince will let him?
I think he needs to let himself.
If
whatever you can do to get out, he could actually like make it.
What they should do if they
were smart, they would
let him have like a 15-minute show on like Adult Swim of just like Firefly Funhouse.
Just Firefly Funhouse.
And occasionally it just turns.
You talk about this all the time. They do need to expand their brand in that way if they want to survive.
And they just won't do it because they have these outdated ideas of control about like these are our stars, but they, New Day should have their own little mini show. Bray Wyatt should have his own little mini show.
Well, those mini shows would be on the network. They wouldn't.
Well, put it on the network then. But like,
But it's like the cartoon that we watched when we were kids with the Hulk and Savage and like all those. We all watched that on Saturday morning cartoons or whatever. I don't know what it was on, and then that one made us want to watch more things when we got older.
Yes.
Bray should not be for kids.
The other thing that's happening in WWE that seems like it's an important deal is Kofi losing the title to Brock.
That clip you sent me was 1.5 minutes.
Yeah.
How long was the actual match?
That was it.
No! I didn't want to believe!
That's all they got.
What?
That's it, bitch.
What's been happening leading up to that? Like,
They scheduled.
Why would they do that to Kofi?
They scheduled.
I mean, I know the side eye look, but like, also, like, come on.
They put Brock versus Kofi on the first episode of SmackDown since it moved to Friday on a new channel on Fox.
Oh yeah.
And so the big highlight that they were like selling the show with was like Brock's back, he's going against Kofi, and then that happened.
I mean, I hope they have something to. I just that's bad. I don't even hope for anything. I hope that Kofi gets out.
You think he'll quit after? I wouldn't, bitch.
I don't know. It might be part of a larger story. Like you said, it's like the introductory to Fox.
I guess. I think they're just going to bury the fuck out of Kofi. Everyone, I guess some people, not everyone, some people think they're going to break up the New Day now.
Here's what I want to say to Vince. Hi, Vince. Just make it an all-white wrestling league like you want.
Don't do that. Don't actually
let them go, because they'll be better off.
Don't do that.
See what happens.
Okay, well, I'm back. Yeah, no, that's just, that was a clip.
That's fucked up. That's all the... Thank you. That's all the match was.
Yeah.
Okay, we spent more time on talking about it than the match was.
You want to talk about AEW?
Yeah, let's go to AEW. Come on.
Okay.
AEW.
How did you feel about, like...
AEW. Okay, yeah. Dynamite.
How did you just feel about, like, the whole thing?
I first was wondering why they just called it Dynamite, because it seems like that's just like a...
It's like a play on an old wrestling thing.
Oh, okay. One thing I'm wondering... Okay, so the whole look of the show, I have to say, generally speaking, it was pretty boring.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, why didn't they do more to make it look different?
It pains me to say that. Costumes in general weren't great.
Nothing really memorable.
Nothing spectacular.
The music it sounded like WWE.
I wouldn't know how to clock that. I mean, it just sounded like wrestling music.
Exactly! That's the problem!
TNT, they did keep saying about, like, oh, we're back. They were talking about the wrestling community is back on TNT. Yeah. What show was on TNT before? Nitro was, I think I heard. But I thought that was WWE. Or WWF?
My wrestling history at that time period is a little fuzzy.
I don't know this.
I think it might have been WCW.
That is WCW.
That's right.
So it was WCW.
Right.
So they're calling...
I had to think for
Are they related to WCW? Obviously they are.
Spiritually. But, like, this is... Okay, so, case in point, right? Like, AEW...
I thought you said my shoot name for a second.
No.
Case in point.
No.
It sounded like Jason.
No. Case in point, they're making all of these references to old school wrestling that, like, someone like Bearica, who wants to like wrestling but doesn't know about that shit, isn't catching. And I think AEW, like, is trying to be like a wrestling brand for, like, people who care about wrestling, and that's cool.
Well, here's the thing.
But you gotta make it accessible to other people, bitch!
Yes, but... And I know you hate nostalgia, but nostalgia is a huge thing.
It sells.
And yeah, and I think it's good that they are talking about where they came from and not trying to wipe out, like Vince did, wipe out all these old. They're talking about where they came from in general, and now we're this, and I think that's good. They could do better to work it in, like.
Did you feel like if that was your first, like, it's like a new TV show, you've never watched wrestling before, do you understand what you're watching?
No.
No!
I'm gonna say no.
You don't know who those characters are.
You
wasn't
don't know why a good intro.
No, you don't know why they're fighting.
Having seen Nyla before, and we'll get into the specifics or whatever, but having seen her before, I was like, oh, they're doing something different with her look. Had that been the first time I saw her, I'd been like, okay.
I liked her look a lot.
She looked, okay, here's the thing, she looked great. Her hair looked amazing. Her makeup looked fantastic.
Beautiful.
The outfit, not so much.
I like the outfit.
I didn't like it.
A lot.
I thought it looked cheap. Usually you're the one that says things look cheap.
No, I thought it was really nice. She looked like a real Mortal Kombat villain. I
don't know. Maybe I don't have that reference really either, though. So I'm not like I don't know. I thought they could have spent more on her.
Yeah, the way they handled her in this first episode was so strange because they really they definitely established her as like big and threatening and scary.
And here's the thing: I have given what's his name, old fart on the announce table, a lot of cushion for improvement, but. They gotta take him off her matches.
Yeah.
I'm being really fucking serious here. It pains me to hear him talk about her.
Cause
I'm like actually getting emotional about it because like, yes, he's trying, but it's because he's been told to try, and it's not because he believes that he. Maybe it is because he believes he needs to try, but like also like, he's just not getting it, and I can't listen to him call her matches.
I think that's fair. I think, at a certain point, old people just don't understand what they're looking at when they see something like that.
I want to say something specific because I'm bringing it up and I want to have receipts. He said, she's something you can't really practice. To
Britt.
Yeah, because she was... I thought it was great that she was on the announcing.
Yeah, that was smart.
Loved it. That was great. She's something you can't really practice against. There are not too many people like her. Bitch, there are plenty of people like her.
Britt,
you just don't fucking know her. Britt didn't say anything.
Britt was very smart. Britt was just like,
she's very
sure.
Sure. Maybe you're right. Blah, 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 your name. I'm not even, JR, yes, I don't care to learn his name.
As if, female wrestlers don't train with men. As if,
that's what I was thinking,
there aren't big women.
There are big women. There are little men. There are gigantic fiends. Get the fuck over it.
Yeah.
I can't listen to him announce her matches anymore. It just burns my craw. He would understand that. Burns my craw, JR.
I've been putting WWE match, if I have to watch WWE, I just put it on Spanish because I need to practice Spanish and I can't stand Corey Graves for the same reason. So, try
Maybe I should start learning Spanish. Yeah.
What else did you
I think we've kind of gone in circles here.
Yeah. But that match was the highlight of the whole thing. For me.
It was great that they put Nyla on the first show.
Yeah, definitely.
For reasons we don't even need to explain.
She should have won.
I like that. What's
Riho.
Riho. I like that she won.
It was truly stunning. I was
stunning.
truly surprised.
The match was stunning. Nyla and her worked so well together. And Nyla helped her so much flip her over. Nyla was doing a lot of work for that match, obviously.
Yeah, and Riho still did great though. Like Riho really looked like she was trying. Like when she was throwing punches at Nyla's neck, I fully believed the fantasy that she could maybe win, and then she did.
Her fucking knee strikes?
Yeah.
She looks like a video game character.
Totally.
She wrestles like a video game character.
Totally.
I imagine, I know this didn't happen, but it felt like she was flying across the whole ring.
Yeah, it was
with
cool.
Those knee kicks.
Totally.
Knee kicks. Knee strikes.
Knee kicks.
Knee strikes.
Yeah, I fully love that.
They both sold it really well. Nothing spectacular about Rio's outfit. It was great. It was fine.
Yeah, we've seen it before.
It was fine. It wasn't.
She looks like a J-pop star. She looks like the main character in Showbiz. It's fine.
I think we just gotta elevate it. We gotta elevate these girls a little bit more.
Yeah, I think so. I think they could. It's funny because it's like you don't want to compare it to WWE, but like WWE's.
Well, they
female
forced us
outfits.
to. I found myself comparing it to WWE a lot because while I didn't clock the music but it felt very
similar.
Stale. It felt stale in the way that WWE feels stale.
The outfits just aren't as spectacular as in WWE. Like when Charlotte comes out with like a big robe with the things and it's sequined for the gods, and then like I guess I can see why you didn't like because it's just not as ornate or opulent. Nothing in AEW. Really
I want to see Nyla just
like
to the
dripping
in whatever she wants to.
Sure.
She's not dripping yet. Maybe she doesn't want to. Maybe she likes this. I don't know. She looked great. The costume didn't strike me.
Okay. What else stuck out about the thing for you? Because you watched the whole thing. I watched the whole thing.
The pack, it was very white.
Very white.
It was very white. I really just
we
had
had
a lot
Sammy
of
Guevara and we had LAX at the end.
The Cody and Sammy match was really cute.
It was fun.
And I love to build up to that. And Sammy's fucking cutie.
He's adorable. They actually made an intro package for it. So it was like, here are these characters.
Oh, that's the difference. They didn't do that for Nyla. I thought I missed it I kept rewinding. I was like, what did I miss? I didn't see something. I didn't see it because...
Why didn't they do that for every character? You have a new TV show. You gotta introduce these people.
Yeah. Because a lot of people probably haven't seen AEW up to this point.
No, why would they have?
Yeah, why would they have? You gotta introduce the characters.
Yeah, for sure.
And I didn't clock it because I've seen them before.
Right.
So, but I did feel something was missing, obviously.
Yeah.
So yeah, treat everybody the same? I don't know.
Any other impressions of people that stuck out to you for that?
Sammy, cutie. The panda thing, I don't really get it, but it's real cute. He's just a little flippy cutie. And he's controlled in a way with his flippies that I haven't seen in my history of flippies.
Very graceful flippies.
Graceful, controlled. He even did like a slow flippy at one point.
Yes.
And I feel like most of the time when we see a bunch of flippy things happening, it's very kind of like maniacal. It's just not maniacal, it's not the right word, but
manic.
Like just kind of manic. Yeah. Do you agree?
Yeah, I mean, that's like the Young Bucks, they're just kind of flipping all over the place.
They're just all over the place.
But like there is something more kind of like gymnastic about Guevara.
He definitely, like, Ricochet is similar.
Yeah, very similar.
Very similar. He seems very controlled even in chaos.
He looks like a child.
Who, Sammy?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's gonna, I mean...
Guess how old he is, bitch.
Shut up.
Guess.
29?
26.
Really?
Yeah, I looked
Okay. They said something
I had to remember, but I did look at it.
They said something about his age, and I meant to look, but...
He looks like he's 19.
He's a little cutie, and he's like having fun, and it looked like him and Cody are like really working together, and it made me have another drag wrestling comparison. Is like, it's fun that like in the wrestling world, you are training with people that you're then gonna fight against.
Totally.
In the drag world, the people you're fighting against, it's because you're a cunt. You know, like you're just being cunty to each other.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like for the show, you know?
Sometimes it is.
Sometimes it's for the show.
But it's usually not.
Most of the time it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who else?
Those two white boys, I just don't remember Pac and whatever, blah, 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 blah.
Adam Page,
Pac, blah, 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 blah. Oh, MJF. Just love him.
So good.
Just the best at being what he is.
He understands his own character.
He understands it
so thoroughly.
Details. He is so detail-oriented. When he won that match, he goes to the ref to lift up his arm. He goes,
Yes.
I was like, bitch! Yes, you tell him you won that match. Yes, you let him know he needs to grab your hand right now, and you are ready for him to grab your hand.
Yes.
Lift it up.
Yes.
He won. And I'm not mad about it. He's a little bitch.
There was like a clip of him on the news the other day. Like they put him on some garbage morning news show, and like the lady news anchor goes to touch his scarf, and he goes, "Sweetheart, don't touch it."
Yes, bitch!
I like couldn't even believe it.
Yes, bitch! Yes, bitch!
And then Cody is like, "All right, we're moving you over here," and like Tip pushes him off.
See, here's the thing, Cody. You have the characters. Let them be. And introduce them to the world.
Yeah.
Like, who was he wrestling? I'm forgetting already.
Brandon Cutler, I think.
Cutler. So the only thing that we were introed is that he was friends with the Young Bucks.
And that he liked D&D.
He liked D&D.
And like,
so
if I wasn't listening, I would have missed
You just
that.
don't know.
Yeah.
He
like,
just is some rando, like, it looks like you're putting some rando in the show.
Right.
Obviously, we haven't watched the second episode, so we're speaking, and it's already aired.
It aired last night.
Yeah, and aired last night as of filming. Today is yesterday. Yesterday is next week.
It looks like Guevara, LAX, Jake Hager / Jack Swagger, and Jericho are a faction now.
Oh yeah, let's go to the end. That
Right.
6-person match. That's the last thing that I really paid attention to.
That's the end of the show.
Yeah. But there were some moments in there. I guess I did pay attention to kind of all the matches.
Anyway, that faction at the end, I thought, they came back apparently last night.
They really set something up.
They're setting
in that
things
first
up.
episode.
I don't quite understand what those characters have in common. Maybe it will reveal itself, but something about them doesn't make any sense.
I think most of what we're saying is, let us know who you are. Spend some money. TNT. This isn't even AEW.
Right.
TNT, spend some money. You got it. Turner Broadcasting. You got it.
Make it look different.
Make it look different. John Moxley's always cool. Whatever.
I think that's basically all I have to say about all this trash.
Yeah.
Are we done?
Yeah. Hey, we have a Patreon. We're still making some shows for you.
We're in a weird little transition period, and
Help us with that transition. Every transition costs a lot of money.
T. Cut it. We're done.
That's it.